Okay, first of all, welcome to Manipal. My name is Dr. Inesh and I'm from the batch of 2019, the freshly formed doctors of Manipal as of now. And I just want you guys to relax, but also realize the fact that CPR, the importance of it and how it causes a life to come back and how essential it is whether or not you're a doctor. Let's keep it interactive. Does anyone know what the full form of CPR is, by the way? Anyone? Yeah. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Oh my god. Do you understand what this means?
Yeah.
Anyone? What is resuscitation? Anyone? Bringing back to life. Cardiopulmonary. So cardio, that is heart, and pulmonary, that is lungs. We are both getting back to life. By the way, interesting feature. We can connect it to Bluetooth and do like this. I never did it. So, anyways, what is this? World map. Great. Can anyone point out the country or the continent of Africa for me? This one?
No, sir.
This one? Yes. You guys know it's not a country, it's a continent. Yeah. So that's the continent of Africa. So let me tell you a brief story what happened and how you can also encounter such instances in life. Let's zoom on Africa a little bit. That's Africa. Has anyone heard of this island? Okay, not many of you can see. Island of Seychelles. Currently the hot spot for recently married people for their honeymoon, Seychelles. Okay? It currently is one of the smallest countries in the world after Vatican City. So much so that it is actually not visible on the world map. I had the opportunity after like 3 years to go on a family vacation after Manipal to the country of Seychelles, where we were like, you know what? Let's have a family vacation and we'll go to the country of Seychelles because it was close by to India, 4.5 hours flight, etc., etc., etc. Quite excited about the fact that I would be seeing a lot of beaches, good sunsets, clean waters, good food, etc. So this is how Seychelles looks. And by the way, it also has a Mahe island out there, just like Mahe in Manipal. So we landed here, and the first day we went to the island of Praline. That's what they call in French or Creole. I don't speak either of them. So we went to Praline, only to realize that it has actually the world's most beautiful beach called as Anse Lazio, which is actually voted the world's best beach ever. So I was really got them excited that, you know what, I'm going here, I had my sister along, my parents, all of us were here. And we are going to this beach called Anse Lazio. What happened next was something I didn't expect, to be honest. I just reach Anse Lazio, I get out of my car, and of course, like every youngster out there, I'm clicking pictures, making content from my Instagram, etc., etc. That happened. And the next thing I see is, okay, by the way, this is how the beach looked, real-time photography, and I don't know how this happened, but I saw a group of 5 to 6 men carry a person from the water to the shore. The moment I reached the beach, I saw a group of 5 to 6 men carry an old man from the water to the shore. Does that ring something in your mind? Anyone? Drowning. Okay. Do all drownings lead to death?
No.
Okay. Does anyone know what is that drowning called if it does not lead to death? Okay, it's something called as near drowning, okay? I mean, water has gone into the lungs, but the person is still alive or has the potential to come back to life. But anyways, with this information, would I know if the person has died or is alive? No. I saw a group of 5 to 6 men carrying a person from the water to the shore. Within 5 seconds, I really didn't know what to do, to be very honest. I had my father there, who's a doctor as well, and he told me, Inesh, CPR. That's the first thing you do. And to be very honest, the things which you learn here are very different when you get a real life experience, okay? Right now it's all protocol based, teachers are here to help you, seniors are here to help you. But at that moment, it was an adrenaline rush which I got. And to be very honest, I did the exact Bollywood move that every actress has done. I threw everything on the floor, gave it to my sister, and I ran like crazy towards the show. Okay, the pictures are again inverted. But what happened was, I saw an 80-year-old man lying. What happened after that was, I saw a German couple there, an Italian couple there, and two Seychelles lifeguards out there. I go there, I see there is no chest movement. Okay, the man is not breathing. I check for the pulse. By the way, there are a lot of places in the body where you check for pulse. Most of you have seen this. Do you know which pulse is this?
Carotid pulse.
Carotid pulse. Amazing. So I checked for the carotid pulse. Carotid pulse was absent. Does it mean that the person has died? So I just told you about near drowning, right? Immediately we started with chest compressions. Tempest will teach you right now. The CPR maneuver. I took all the courage I had and all the lessons. This would be something which you will learn throughout your MBBS CPR, okay? I'm like, okay, I've had around 100 lessons of CPR. You have to do something, Inesh. My dad is old right now, he was tired. He told me to do that. I started with the chest compressions and 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 seconds into that, I saw a French nurse coming. How did I get to know he was a French nurse was later, but he told, if you're tired, give the thing to me, I'll take over. So as the scene progressed, me and this French nurse were giving alternate chest compressions to this man. Along with rescue breaths, I gave chest compressions, and after finishing a cycle, we gave rescue breaths. But two things which actually blew my mind was, you had this person who came from the sea, near drowned, and there was this German couple who was throwing water on the patient's face, thinking that the patient will come back to life. The most stupidest thing I'd ever seen on the beach, okay? And this man, Seychelles lifeguard, who was giving the air, didn't know the correct way how you give air in CPR. That was when I lost my mind. And I actually had to scold the people around there that this is not what you do, and this is how you give the air, and this is how you actually press the chest. I guess the French nurse was also around our age, just recently into clinical practice. So that actually lost us around 1 to 2 minutes. But whatever happened, we kept on giving CPRs. As far as I remember, I had given around 3 cycles, each of 30 compressions, and I was alternating with this French nurse out there. 15 minutes down the line or 17 minutes down the line, this man who was lying like this, I saw froth coming out of his mouth and nose, white colored froth. Definitely water had gone into his lungs. And with that, I saw this 80-year-old woman crying and kissing his cheek. Please come back to life. Please come back to life. Imagine the agony this woman, this wife would be having for her husband, whom she thought had died on spot. We continued giving the chest compressions, only to realize this man who was lying down, I saw this mouth move like this. Was that a hint that something good has happened? Or should I check the pulse to confirm if the pulse has come back? So we continued doing that. I continued giving the chest compressions, and I told the nurse, can you check for the pulse? We felt the carotid pulse, only to realize that his pulse had come back, okay? It was due to the chest compressions. What I'm trying to tell you is, by the way, before I forget, a component of CPR, which is very important, is called as an AED, automatic external defibrillator. It is like one of the small devices which gives you shock, which gives the heart a shock, not the ones which you have seen in movies, okay? Those are 2 small stickers which you put on the chest, and they give you shock. It gives you shock, okay, to restart the cardiac activity. That is a very critical component of CPR, so much so that if you have an AED, you stop with the CPR cycles, okay? But the beach didn't have an AED. So you can come across places where you're giving all the CPR, but you have no devices to give the electrical activity. I was lucky enough to be there on time, and the chest compressions was sufficient that we did not require an AED. Within time, what I realized that the ambulance came, ambulance took the person, and they took them back to that place called Mahe. So So one thing, I was thinking about myself a lot at that moment, because if anything would have happened to that patient on international land, I would be the person who would be liable. So we texted the restaurant, which was just next to that beach, after we came back to India. Hi, greetings. Dr. Vij here from India, those who cannot see. We had the family waiting in a restaurant on 14th August. This was 18th June 2024, just a couple of months ago. Just want to know any updates on the Indian man at the beach the other day, the one whom we helped recover. Did he survive? Thanks. Hi, I followed up on him. He was sent to the Mahi hospital. He had lots of water in his lungs. My understanding he made it, but I have no more details. Thanks. Whenever you get to know more, please message. I didn't get any message. I didn't bother. Just right now I got to know that first years are coming, and this is a lesson which everyone has to take. When I was in first year, I was giving the same from one of my seniors about whom I'll tell you. So I just messaged, this is around 2-3 days ago. Hi friend, we met in April this year. This is my dad's screenshot, by the way. Me and my son had saved a man from drowning. Do you know what happened finally? I hope he went back home. I'm very sorry, but I tried to find out, but they would not release any information. Of course, no government or no hospital release any patient details outside its own hospital. Patient confidentiality. I hope you guys know that. I did not see anything in the news as well. Normally, if it was a fatality, I would have been reported on the news, so I think he was okay. Regards, Vito. So does that mean if you give a CPR and the pulse comes back, is the patient okay for life?
No.
So what's the main purpose of CPR? Why are we learning CPR? If you're not too sure if the patient would come back to life through and through after that.
Do not lose that small chance.
Do not lose that small chance you have. Get that pulse back. After CPR, you have advanced cardiac life support rhythms. The patient was taken to the hospital for a reason. In the hospital, they found out there was so much water in the lungs. They had to drain the water, the diuresis, etc. That is something you learn while you're in MBBS. So the main purpose of CPR is get the lungs and get the heart back. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can scan this QR code. I had actually uploaded the entire video when the CPR had happened, just 1 minute after that. You could see me, save the link for later or just click a picture, whatever. You could see me walking on the beach and documenting everything in real time, what happened exactly at that moment. Okay? And that day was also written in a complete journal. You can take a picture of this as well. That will just let you know how exactly the things went and how I acted and how an MBBS intern or a student should act at points of CPR like these. Okay?
Guys, please enter. We want to finish the session. So if you want, someone take a picture of it and send on your badge so you can continue explaining.
Just take a picture. Okay? Don't say anything else now, right? We'll have all the content. So that is my CPR experience, to be very honest. And to explain more, Dr. Prabha Patil, she's not a doctor in Indigo Airlines. Okay? She was my senior when I was in first year MBBS, like you guys in 2019. She had given CPR in Indigo when she was traveling from home to Mangalore. And she was our inspiration for our first year MBBS to learn and get used to CPR. So if that's CPR for you, which is very, very, very important. Tempest will be taking over. And these are my contact details. If you have any questions with regards to MBBS, music, CPR, medicine, anything, feel free to contact me. I'm active on Insta and YouTube for medicine related stuff, okay? So let's get into action. What did we learn? Oh, by the way, these are my medicine notes. This is something which will be assessed in final year MBBS. How do you actually give a CPR? Entire short note will come. Leave that. Before I go further, what did we learn? Quick. I saw a man who was drowned. Without wasting any time, I made sure I clear the scene, right? Those German couples, those unwanted people out there who were doing nothing to the man, tell them to go away. See if the man is on a safe surface. You cannot give a CPR on the shore where water is coming. Take the man to a safe surface. Ensure proper air is coming. Check for the pulse. If there is no pulse, start CPR, call for help. Call for help. Okay? Call the ambulance. Start CPR. make sure there is an AED, automated external defibrillator, to give the shock. Very, very important. If no AED, ask for the AED. Ask the ambulance to get the AED. But until then, continue giving the CPR. Once the ambulance comes, once the AED comes, put the AED, let the ambulance take the man to the hospital for further advanced care for the person. Okay? So quick summary of a chain of survival. This is called as a chain of survival of CPR, which is basically something like early recognition and call for help. Early recognition of, what did we see? Absence of pulse, right? CPR will not just come for drowning cases. You are just walking on the street, you might see someone clench like this, oh my god, chest pain, and he collapses. Okay? So early recognition of absence of pulse and call for help. Early CPR. Early defibrillation, that AED I was talking about, right? You're giving the CPR, you give those sticker patches on the chest, which will put the electric shock. And after which, post-resuscitation care, you already called for help. In those 15-20 minutes, the ambulance is coming. Okay? So until then, you give the CPR. So that was my time. Temples will take over and tell you what exactly CPR is now. Okay?